Beshem Hashem Na'aseh V'Nasliach. We continuing the halachot of Sefirat HaOmer. This time the customs of Sefirat HaOmer. Minhagei Yemei Sefirat HaOmer from Sefer Yalkut Yosef. Halacha Aleph. Haminhag bechol tefusot Israel shelo laset isha b'yemei hasefira mipesach v'ad lad laomer. The custom of all the communities, Jewish communities, are not to marry during the days of Sefirat Omer, starting from Pesach till 34th of Omer. מפני שבאותו פרק זמן מתו בהחזרה 24,000 תלמידי רבי עקיבא. Because during these days about 24,000 students of Rabbi Akiva passed away. Venishar haolam shemem, and the whole world felt their void. Ad sheba Rabbi Akiva Esther Rabotenu Shebedarom Ve'senan lahem.
He spoke to them.
Right, so that Rabbi Akiva came and he taught them and he spoke to them. He taught Torah to another 5 students, Behem Rabbi Meir, and all the Torah that we have now is from Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Shimon, Rabbi Elazar. Behem Shamido et Torah meoto hador v'hazeh. And from that generation and on, they were the ones who continued the chain of Torah teaching. As it says in Gemara, Masechet Yevamot, page Samech Bet Amud Bet. Venahagu ha'am le'it'avel al Talmidei Rabbi Akiva shemetu, and the custom is that we mourn over the loss of the Talmidim, the 24,000 students of Rabbi Akiva. Ulamnia simcha, and we avoid happiness. Ubeyot shepaschu lemot befaros aseret lemavet befaros aseret kilomar chase chodesh da'ahinu חמישה עשרה יום קודם חג השבועות שהוא ליד לעומר מוטלים לישא מאותו יום ואילך. So after almost half through after the 34th of Omer, it is permissible to get married.
Oh, because they stopped dying. That's
right, because they stopped dying, exactly. וכן המנהג פה עיר הקדוש ירושלים תבונה ותקונן, that the custom of Yerushalayim is אצל כל הספרדים ועדות המזרח, among all the Sephardim and those who came from מזרח, עדות המזרח, ואף ביום לד בבוקר מותר, that only the weddings after the morning on 34th and on is permissible. ואחינו אשכנזים נוהגים כמו שכתב הרמ"א להתיר לעשות נישואים רק בל"ג בעומר. So the Ashkenazim, they do the marriage ceremonies after the 33rd rak on 33rd of the Omer, right? ואף שבכמה מקומות נהגו כן גם הספרדים. There are other places that Sephardim also hold like the custom of the Ashkenazim. The difference is almost a day. שאין מתירים לערוך נישואים אחרי לד בעומר. That in many places the Sephardim do not get married unless if it's after lad בעומר. מכל מקום המנהג אצל הספרדים בארץ ישראל אינו כן. However, the minhag in Eretz Israel is not like this. ומותרים בנישואים מיום לד לעומר והלאה. In Eretz Israel, after the 34th of Omer and on, marriage is permissible. וכדעת מרן שקיבל הוראותיו, according to Maran Shulchan Aruch, that's what we accepted upon ourselves and that's our custom. וראוי להורות לכל רושמי נישואין של הרבנות בארץ ישראל שאם באים לפניהם מהספרדים ועדות המזרח להרשם לנישואין לפניהם, that it is, we should publicize, we should inform other rabbis of the other communities, the Ashkenazim and all other rabbis, that if there is a Sephardi marriage that they are going to officiate, they should not officiate unless if it is after Lad Omer, 34th of the Omer. אלא מנהגם כמו שכתב מרן הבית יוסף בשם הרשב"ס, שאין לערוך נישואין לפני Lad Omer, that one should not get married from the start of Omer till Lad Omer, 34th of Omer. כדין תספורות שאין להתיר התספורות אלא ביום ל"ג בעומר מדין מכסת היום ככולו. Like those places that they say Lad בבוקר 34th of Omer in the morning, it is good and the whole day would become alright for the marriages and on. ובשעת דחק אפשר לאסור הנישואים בל"ג לעומר בערב. However, when there is difficult times, there are difficult situations that perhaps there are not that many options for marriage ceremonies, there are those Sephardi rabbis that would allow even 33rd of Omer. Achar Se'et HaKochavim, and they would do it only after Se'et HaKochavim Shel Lad of the night of the after the stars come out on the night of 34th of Omer. שבזה יש לומר מaqam, next page 95, יש לומר מכסת היום ככולו, that they are said that just the beginning, once you get into the beginning of it, like the whole day is good. So even at the night, even though that we say Lad Baboker is alright, but once you get into the Lad, even at night, they say that it is a whole happy day. You don't need to specifically wait till the morning. Obviously, it's better to wait till the morning. So among us, the Sephardim, right, like another minhag, those who want to shave after Lad, they shave not Lad night, they shave Lad morning, 34th in the morning and on. ומיום זה מותר להם לערוך נישואים בכל יום ויום וכל עדה תחזיק כמנהגה. And after this marriage is alright, after every day. And every place have to follow their own customs. Okay? Second halacha bet. אם החתן ספרדי והכלה מבנות אשכנזי, או להפך, הולכים בזה את העדה של החתן בין להקל ובין להחמיר. If the bride is Ashkenazi, the groom is Sephardi, we go after the groom, Khatan. Groom is Khatan, right? Mm-hmm. So if it's opposite also, we always follow the customs of the Khatan, right? שהכל תלוי בחתן, שהוא מחויב בפרייה ורבייה. Why? Because Khatan is the main person who is the instrument of the mitzvah. He's doing the mitzvah of pruvu, having children, comes on the Khatan. Okay. ובו תלוי עיקר השמחה, and that's the reason of the marriage, the main simcha, happiness that will be of happiness of bringing children and having children. ואין הדבר תלוי בכלה. Okay, ואם יש חשש שיבוא לידי איסורים, and if there is a חשש, there is a fear that there might be some sort of isurim, יש דאגל. Let's say if there would be some isur. Let's say if the husband waits too long to get married, maybe he would have some sort of he would fall into some sort of prohibitions. Then obviously they can go to a Rav and make the marriage earlier. Make the marriage according to the Ashkenazi. Ashkenazim get married one day earlier than Sephardim. מעיקר הדין, מי שלא קיום פריה ורבייה, יכול לישא אישה בתוך ימי הספירה, הלכה ג' ומכל מקום גם בזה נהגו שלא לעשות אישה כלל עד לד לעומר, ואין לשנות המנהג. Now, from the original code of law, marriage of two individuals who never had a child, especially the man never had a child, that marriage is it's a qiyum for the fulfillment of having children, and for that one is allowed to get married even before lad or lag ba'omer, even during the Yemei HaSefirah. However, our custom is not to do that because of the empathy that we have for the loss of 24,000 students of Rabbi Akiva. Ve'en leshanot haminhag, one should not change this custom. Ulam im yesh shat hadachak. However, if there are times of difficulty, but are very gadol, very big difficulties, yesh lahas leistamech al igar hadin. There are those who would rely on the origination of this halacha, ולהתחשב בזה בטור הרואת שעה כדי להתיר הנישואין, and they would look into the tour and they would allow נישואין of marriages. ואם אפשר טוב לעשות הנישואין בראש חודש אייר. If somebody is so much in difficulties like that he must get married before Lad or Lag Ba'omer, then he should have it on Rosh Chodesh Iyar, because Rosh Chodesh is like a little moed. Every Rosh Chodesh is like a little moed, little holiday. It's a holiday for women. The halacha brings that a woman should not do certain hard jobs on Rosh Chodesh. Let's say washing clothing. Now, in the back days it was a big job, but nowadays it's not that big. You just put it in the machine and it does it for you. Nevertheless, there are those who suggest that ladies should stay away from any hard work on Rosh Chodesh because it's their holiday. Mutar la'achsir. In other words, it used to be the holiday of everyone. It used to be like a little Yom Tov for everyone. But after Jews did the Chet HaEgel, the men who did the Chet HaEgel, they lost the Kedusha of Rosh Chodesh. But women never did the Chet HaEgel, and they still have the Kedusha of Rosh Chodesh. Mutar la'achsir, halacha dalet mutar la'achsir, gerushato min ha'nesuin bimei ha'omer. Now, somebody who got divorced and now is going back to the same husband or wife, that is permissible even during the days of Omer. Why? Because that is not a big simcha. Right? Two people who got divorced once and now they remarry, which is very rare. It's not a big simcha, so they are allowed to get married. Khatan Sephardi shelo qayem mitzvah priya v'rivya shenirsham l'nisuin b'lag la'omer מחוסר ידיעה ושלא הזמנית לחלוטן טוב רשאים לערוך לו חופה וקידושים בל"ג לעומר. Now this Khatan Sephardi that never did Priya Vrivya, and there are not that many options for him, and he did this. He did the calculation and everything because he didn't know. He thought that everyone follows the custom of Ashkenazim, which is Lag Ba'omer. He does not have to make his plannings change to one day after. He can do it on Lag Ba'omer because Ashkenazim do it. Mutar lechatan hasefardi halchavab. Mutar it is permissible for a khatan of a sifar. Khatan. It is permissible for a groom to get haircut on the day of Beyom Chupato, on the day of his marriage. Betoch Yemei HaSefira, even during the days of Sefira. Halacha Zayin. Beshana Shechal Lag LaOmer Be'erev Shabbat. During the years that Lag BaOmer falls on Shabbat Eve. Mutal lahaqdim hanisuim belayl lag ba'omer. It is permissible to bring the nisuin one night earlier on lag ba'omer. Leil shishi. Why? Because it's a leil shishi. Right? It's the Thursday night, and the khatan shelo qayim priyaviya, and for the khatan never got married, and this is going to help that it would not be possible to marry on Erev Shabbat. It's too much. So you could do it on Thursday night, even though that is one day earlier than Lag LaOmer. Halacha Chet. גם הנוהגים לעגל בכל ימות השנה לשמוע שירי קודש והמילואים בכלי נגינה דרך הרדיו הרשמקול. נכון שהחמירו בימי הספירה שלא לשמוע בהם שירים המילואים עם כלי נגינה. So those who are noheg, those who are accustomed, right, that during the whole year round they listen to the music. Now let me explain. What is the problem with listening to music? There are those who say that after the Khurban Beit HaMikdash, one should not fully be happy. And if we don't have the Beit HaMikdash, we are not supposed to be fully happy. So there are those who are strict and they would not listen to the music. So, and also there is another problem that once you listen to the radio, there could be other things that you should not listen. Now they say during these days one should be strict and would not listen to the music at all. Right? Mikol Magom Shira Bepe, however, just words are songs, just songs without any musical instruments, with pe, with mouth, Shei Derech Hoda'ah LaHashem Yitbarach, which is the way of praising Hashem, that is permissible. Beli Keli Negina, that should be without musical instruments. So you have, if you go to a Judaica store and you say, I want to buy a CD that I can listen to during Sefirah, they're going to give you music that do not have background music. Right? Singings without background music. Right? You could hear some noises, some singings, and with some, other things that is behind. It's with mouth and it's not really musical instruments, right? Mutarot ab biyamim ele, umikol sheken shemutar leashma lemina v'tefila. O b'sha'a she'osek b'torah. If somebody is a chazan and he wants to do chazanot during Yemei Sefirah, no problem. You're going to enjoy from his voice, no problem. Especially if one who says, who is reading Torah, you go to yeshiva, you hear this, that people are reading the Gemara and Torah and they have a song with it. It's beautiful, right? And it's not chazanot, it's just a song. They put some sort of song into their learning. It helps them to learn with hatmada, with more gishmak and excitement. Right, gishmak of the excitement. V'kol sheken b'shabbatot shebetoch yemei hasefira. Especially on Shabbat. Shabbat zemirot, not a problem at all. Ve'en lachmin b'zeklal. One should not be strict on this, even during the Yemei Sefira. U'besimcha mitzvah kegon milah afilu shelo bizmana. Now, if there is a circumcision ceremony, even though that is not on the 8th day for whatever medical reasons, or pidyon haben, or buying the firstborn from the Kohen, that the firstborn is a son that was came to the birth naturally, right? So father and mother, if they are none of the sides are Levi or Kohen, then they need to buy it from the Kohen. ואפילו שלא בזמנה, even if it's not in its right time, or סיום מסכתה, or if you join a conclusion of a Talmud מסכתה, or bar mitzvah, or you attend a bar mitzvah, that a person becomes 13 years old, מותר לשמוע שירי קודש המילואים בכלי נגינה. It is permissible to listen to the music even with musical instruments, because these are all simcha occasions, the simcha of shel mitzvah. שכל שהיא simcha mitzvah יש לערל בדבר. That whenever there is simcha of the mitzvah, we are lenient in this custom. ולכן מותר להשתתף בתהלוכה ללוות הכנסת ספר תורה בימי הספירה. Also, one could join the simcha of bringing a new sefer Torah with music im keli zemer during the sefira, right? Because that's also simcha. Remember the הכנסת sefer Torah we had here?
During Sefirat Omer?
You could have it with music, no problem. הלכה ט' בליל ל"ג בעומר ולמחרתו נוהגים להאכל לשמוע שירים מכלי נגינה. So for us Sephardim, on the night of 33rd of Omer and the day after, that means Mosai Shabbat, not this week, the week after, and the Sunday. Oh, this is exactly your question. It is permissible to listen to music, Mikeli Negila, even with musical instruments. Kol sheken taif. That's a taif. What is it, taif? Oh no, tape. No, sorry, tape. We don't have tape nowadays. CDs. We have CDs. Tape. In the older days, they have tape. Yeah. You remember tape? It has 2 holes inside. Yeah, I have it in my car if you forgot. It looks like לכבוד הילולה של התנא רבי שמעון בר יוחאי עליו השלום. That because that's the day that Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai and Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai passed away, and that was a very happy day, because on that day many secrets of Torah was revealed to Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai and his students. Right? Right. מותר לעשות איסורין, no, sorry. Yeah, Yud. מותר לעשות אירוסין. It is permissible to get engaged. הנקראים תנאים, that Ashkenazim call them Tanaim. Tanaim means conditions. They sit down, they make the conditions, by the way, it's very good, because they write down, they have witnesses. The father of the Kala says, I'm going to do this, I'm going to provide with that, and the father of the Khatan is going to say this and that, and they're going to abide by it, because they are in person, they write it down. So yeah, they do that.
They don't do that.
Unfortunately, maybe fortunately or unfortunately, mostly unfortunately, we don't do it, and many times there would be arguments in the result, because this one said this, that one said that, they never understood each other, they never wrote it down, they never said it in front of the other witnesses, and later on they changed their words and they depended on it, and it could be a whole big balagan. Lo aleinu. Ve'am tu b'simcha, and we minimize. However, we should minimize the simcha. In other words, there is engagements, as there was an engagement a few days ago, I heard, but they would not be with music. No music. Sheyurag mishurerim bepe. They only sing with mouth. Velo b'keli shir, and not with musical instruments. Umital lechalek, and it is permissible lechalek magdanot umine matiga. It is permissible to, provide sweets and delicacies and cakes and all that, Avar liqudim cholot shel reshut asurim b'mei hasefira. However, during the engagement ceremony, there should not be dancing, jumping up and down, and too much of happiness. Okay.
Dim was in our Gemara too, we think.
Virikudim uravim banim ubanot asurim leolam. Really, mixed dancing.
Mixed dancing, yeah.
Between boys and girls are always prohibited. Vehu avon chamur, and that's a big sin. It could cause many problems. Right. Okay, let's go. Halacha Yud Aleph. Peshat haminhag bechol sefarad shelo leistafer bimei hasefira ad yom lad laomer baboker ve'enam mistaferim beyom lag baomer keminhag ashkenazim ela belad laomer baboker ulachar mikan mutar leistafer bechol et shirseh. Now our custom is to wait till the morning of 34th of Omer and then shave or get a haircut. Ashkenazim, they do it on the day of Lag BaOmer. We don't do that early. We wait till the morning of the 34th, right? After that is permissible. You could give a haircut, shaving every day, right? Hacharedim ledaber Hashem ledavar Hashem nizharim. Those religious Jews that are careful about what Hashem, the mitzvot of the Hashem, gam legabei giluach hazagan, and they are especially careful about not cutting their beard. Shelo legalach bimei haomer, and they are careful. They wait the whole entire Omer 49 days. They don't get they don't shave. Ve'omnam yesh anashim shehadavar qashe lahem meod. However, there are men that is this is too difficult at them. The hamtin kol kach legiluach hazagan, that they wait so much to cut their beard. Ve'lachen nahagu heter legalach berosh chodesh iyar. Therefore, there is a custom, right, for those who want to be lenient to shave, right, or get a haircut. It said to shave, right, on Rosh Chodesh Iyar. As we said, Rosh Chodesh Iyar is a happy day. V'samchu ala gaon haradbaz sheheter baze, because Radbaz says it is permissible. והנוהגים לחוש לסועד רבי יהודה החסיד ואינם מסתפרים כלל בשום ראש חודש יכולים להתקלח בערב ראש חודש אייר. And those who wanna rely upon Rabbi Yehuda Chassid, right? ואינם מסתפרים כלל, and they don't get a haircut at all, they can be somech to Rabbi Yehuda on Erev Rosh Chodesh Iyar. ובשנה שחוד ראש חודש אייר ביום ראשון יכולים להתקלח בערב שבת. If Rosh Chodesh Iyar falls on Shabbat, well, on Sunday, yeah, one could do it on Erev Shabbat. ויש אומרים שאם מסתער הדבר okay, ויש אומרים שאם מסתער הרבה, and if somebody is suffered a lot, שאינו מגלח זרענו באומר, that he cannot shave, והוא במקום צורך גדול, and there is a big reason for him, is the big necessity that he needs to cut, יש לעגל לו לגלח הזרען בכל ערב שבת לכבוד שבת. That they could do it for ערב שבת לכבוד שבת, כי לא דיברו הפוסחים בגילוח הזקן כלל, זקן בכלל, הזקן, sorry, no, זקן is the old person, זקן כלל בזמנם. The poschim speak about shaving shaving on its time, right time. ומכל מקום טוב וראוי מאוד להחזיק
המנהג הזה.
במנהג זה שלא לגלח גם הזקן. So, but we need to strengthen this minhag, not to cut at all. וכן נהגו כיום בני הישיבות ובעלי הבתים והרבועים איתים לתורה. And also the good minhag that are accustomed the Torah scholars of the yeshiva and those who are בעלי בתים are the businessmen that are religious, and they have set Torah learning. They do not shave. אם חל לג הלכה י"ג אם חל לג לעומר בערב שבת מותר גם לבני ספרדי להסתפר בלג לעומר מפני כבוד השבת, ואם יש לו סיבה כלשהי המונעת אותו מלהסתפר בערב שבת ביום, מותר להסתפר בליל שישי לכבוד שבת. So one could do it on Erev Shabbat. If one cannot do it on Erev Shabbat, he can do it even on Thursday night. וכן מותר לערוך נישואים לתוך לחתן שלא קיים מצווה פרייה וליל שישי שהוא ל"ג לעומר. As we said, one could even make the marriage ceremony on 33rd of Omer, that the 34th of Omer is on Shabbat. So you can do it on Thursday night, which is a day earlier. אם חל ברית מילה בתוך ימי הספירה, מותר לאבי הבן ולסנדק ולמועל להסתפר ולגלח באותו יום. That day, if there is a brit milah that falls during the days of Sephirah, 3 people could shave or get a haircut. The father of the boy, the person who holds the baby when the circumcision is happening, and the mohel who gives the circumcision.
They could cut their hair?
They could cut their hair or they could shave, yes. Because they get the simcha right. הואיל ביום טוב שלהם הוא, because it's their יום טוב, ואם יש סיבה המונעת את בעלי הברית מלהסתפר ביום המילה, יכולים להקדים ולהסתפר אף ביום שלפני המילה, וכן אם חל המילה ביום ראשון, רשאים להסתפר ביום ו'. So, if somebody cannot do it, right, earlier, right, I cannot do it on that day, he can do it the day before, right, so, or if it falls on Sunday, he can give it. If it falls on Sunday, they can give on Erev on Friday as well. Baruch Adonai Leolam, Amen.